Welcome here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora and a very special Dolphin Dive in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with the LeMoyne College Dolphins. I am picture in picture with Nate Champion, the head coach of LeMoyne's men's basketball team. And Nate, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me, Dan.
Absolutely. And Nate, I mean, you've had the opportunity to be on the road. You had a long road stint on the West Coast in the state of California, had the opportunity to play a bunch of different teams out there and made some history while you were out there. And so I want to definitely congratulate you first and foremost on that. You got a victory over SUNY Canton at home, and then you went on the road to play the University of San Diego, University of California, Santa Barbara. So UCSB, then CSUN and the University of the Pacific. 4 games on the West Coast in the state of California. The win over CSUN marks the first win for LeMoyne as a D1 program over a D1 opponent. So first and foremost, congratulations, and I'd love to get your thoughts on the game.
Yeah, thanks. Obviously, the game against CSUN is a big deal, or at least I've been told. But no, it's great. I think it's just it's an awesome, achievement for our program and for the school as well, but also for our kids. I mean, our student athletes, not only were making the trip to the West Coast, but they're, still in classes and studying in study halls and the hotels and all that stuff that doesn't get seen. And for them to go out and get better each time we stepped on the floor, I think, shows a lot about just the type of players that we have. And, I thought in those games we had chances to, get more than one win, which we didn't end up getting. But in the CSUN game, I just loved how hard we played. We played extremely hard. We found ways to keep the lead and to end up with a victory. And at the end of the day, you look back at it, and when the effort is there and guys are doing the right things, usually good things happen. And so we just tried to bottle that up and continue to improve each time we step out.
Yeah, I mean, we look at those 4 games that were in the state of California. I mean, outside of the UCSB game, you look at University of San Diego, the first game that you had on the West Coast, and 80-71 in a game where you were firing on all cylinders and definitely gave yourselves an opportunity. University of the Pacific, right after the CSUN win, a 2-point game. So, when we come back from the West Coast, we talk about LeMoyne men's basketball, there's 1 win in 4 games. However, I imagine as a coach, when you look back and you see those games that you had, especially against Pacific and San Diego, there's a lot more wins that I think can happen from those games that can translate hopefully in NEC play and as you move forward in general, because you are so far away from home. You're in Division I for the first time, and you pushed 3 teams, not 1 team, 3 teams to situations where they had to find a way to beat you late.
And I think, for us as a team, we look at that as a couple missed opportunities. But, for us, we talk about the process of what the season is and where we need to be at, by the time that conference play starts. And that trip to the West Coast not only, challenged us on the court, but it made us a better unit off the court as well. And so for us to continue to improve and to continue to grow as a team, I think is something that we talk about frequently. And we can't be satisfied with just a win against CSUN. I think the biggest thing that we saw was just the ability to compete at that level and show that we belong at that level. And now it's time to go and get some wins, and we need to have that same hunger and the same urgency now that we're back here on the East Coast.
Yeah, and you're playing a couple New York teams coming up here. You're going to be on the road after your win against Fredonia last night at Ted Grant Court. You are now moving on to West Point to play Army. And after that, a few days later, you will start in what's being called the Battle for the Interstate. And there will be a Battle for the Interstate trophy that looks like the state of New York. There's going to be some T-shirts. There's going to be some fun here with the school that is also green and is located just an hour away from LeMoyne College. So I know that you're going to Binghamton this year. Binghamton will come to you next year. What can you say about these two upcoming games in New York and the fact that we have a little mini battle of the interstate rivalry thing that could present some fun? And anytime there's a trophy up, I know that there's some excitement for that.
Yeah, I mean, first off, Army is a really good team that just hasn't got the results they want. I mean, they played Indiana to an 8-point game, a really good Quinnipiac team to a 9-point game. Albany is playing really well to a 3-point game, so they're really hungry for a win. And for us, that's going to be a big challenge to go on the road to their place and to try and get a win there. There's no rest for the weary for sure with our schedule. And, but it's a great opportunity for us to see, how much better we've gotten since the Pacific game and what we've learned from there and how we took Fredonia and what we can do better as well. So, for us, I think we look at these as guaranteed opportunities to play, and when we take that approach, we have to try and maximize the opportunity that we're given. We don't know if, I mean, I've been a part of a COVID year, so anything can happen where, the next opportunity isn't always promised, but for us, next Tuesday is, and we got to really take a look at that first and take that one, as seriously as we can and be ready to go, because they're a good team that just, to be honest, hasn't been on the right side of a lot of close games. And then as far as Binghamton, I mean, I think it's just something that, when you start looking at the opportunities that are presented at the Division I level compared to where we were last year at Division II, it's not necessarily the level of play all the time, but the publicity and the national recognition that you can get as a program is much larger. And people, right now it's all about all your information's at your fingertips with technology and the way that it is now. And, you can flip on your CBS Sports app or your ESPN app and, LeMoyne's right there where we weren't there last year. So for us to have an opportunity to play Binghamton, who's a really good team and presents, great opportunity for us to hopefully showcase what we're about, on the road at their place this year, and then obviously returning next year. It could be a great little rivalry that we can create, and another great opportunity for LeMoyne to capitalize on the move to Division I.
A decade ago, you were playing for the LeMoyne Dolphins, coaching them these last few years and coaching them from Division II to Division I. What has been the most exciting part of this journey, and the fact that LeMoyne has entrusted you with the leadership of this basketball team that you used to be a member of?
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot can happen in 10 years. I know the court doesn't look the same, and
Yeah.
there's no more wooden bleachers. So for us, and for me especially, and all my teammates that I played with, it just shows what our leadership team has done here at LeMoyne and where they see LeMoyne growing and going to, and Linda Lemire, our fearless leader as president, she definitely talks about, doing things in much higher standard and being bold with decision making. And I think just what you see from LeMoyne and why we made the move to Division I is because we're not just satisfied with the status quo, and neither she and Bob Beretta is the exact same way. We're always trying to improve and see how we can get better as a school and as an athletic department. And, for them to trust me and guiding the men's basketball program through this transition and hopefully beyond that will, it's just, I take it with great pride. And obviously LeMoyne's a special place to me. I've been home for, almost 10 years now. So, 8, I guess, this will be 9. So yeah, it's definitely been a second home to me as far as just where a majority of my life has been spent. And, it's a great place and presents great opportunities both for student athletes, students in general, and also employees.
Are you feeling the D1? Does it feel any different? I know basketball is basketball, but being on, being traveling, going out and doing different things, facing off of against, obviously a whole slew of new teams. Do you get a sense for that? Do you and your staff kind of, feel that walking through the airport? Is it a different air? Is it exciting, or are you just kind of saying, hey, there are different teams on the schedule, basketball is basketball?
I don't know, man. I'm just a competitor, and the next team that we have, we want to beat them. And that's for me. If that's Georgetown and Villanova, or that's Fredonia or St. Rose or whoever that team is. For me as a coach, I want to make sure our team has the best chance and best opportunity. Now, the arenas and things that we're doing and places we're playing in obviously are a little different, and
Yeah.
definitely feel it from that side. But as far as our approach to, leading our team and coaching our team, it's I think it's pretty much basketball is basketball, and at the end of the day, you win or you lose, and we want to be on the winning side of things.
That coming from Nate Champion, LeMoyne Dolphins men's basketball head coach in this edition of Dolphin Dive. Nate, as always, I appreciate you, appreciate our time together. I hope you got some turkey, because I know you're on the West Coast when it was Thanksgiving time, but congratulations on your recent victory. Congratulations on getting 3 victories in these first 8 games. And I can't wait to see what this team's going to do. I think there's some special moments coming. I get that vibe from you and the staff and from the guys. So I look forward to continuing to cover the story, and I thank you as always.
All right, appreciate it, Dan. Have a good one.
Take care.